Hey Willie P, how do you get your drum sound, bro? Nice sounding drums, how did you do that? Can you share with us what you did with the drums? What is your kick drum so fat? Does all electronic drums sound this damn good? Hey Willie P, what is that sound you got there? Is that a Roland drum kit? What is that drum module you're using? Hey bro.
How did you get that sound?
What the?
How did you? How are you? How are you? How are you gonna do that? How did you do that? What did you do there? How did you get? How did you?
Okay, I'm gonna answer all of that today. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly how I get my drum sound, and hopefully this will help some people out there to achieve similar or even better results. I'm not saying that my method is good in any way, but this is what I do to get my drum sound, and I'm gonna share that with you today. Hey, what's going on everybody? So there was quite a lot of questions on my channel of this type of sound that I get, and I actually just want to share my method and show you my tools of actually recording my drums. So what I have behind me is the Pearl Mimic Pro. Pearl Mimic Pro is a super amazing sound module, but it has limitations. For you to be able to record the Pearl Mimic Pro out into your computer, your digital audio workstation, I use Cubase. But for you to be able to do that, you have two ways to do it. The first way is direct out. So the Pearl Mimic Pro has, I think, 16 direct outs that you can do if you get the expansion card or the expansion block or thing. And then you can do that into your sound card, but your sound card has to be a pretty big one with 10 to 16 ins, which I don't have. As you can see, my room, my studio, or my drum space is small. I don't have space for big sound cards and big racks. The second way is the one that I do. You can record onto a USB flash drive from your Pearl Mimic Pro, and then that's a stereo track. So why does this apply to a lot of people? A lot of guys record their drums. Let's say you've got an acoustic kit, you record your drums with one microphone that's a room microphone or something like that, and then normally you just sync that with your video and you put that out for everyone to see. But there's a way to actually take that signal, which is a mono track or a stereo track, which you do with your electronic drums or maybe with two room mics, stereo, and if it's good condenser microphones that capture a lot of the frequency, you can actually isolate those frequencies and make it sound better. So in this here video, I'm going to show you what I do to isolate those frequencies and just boost some of them and just get the best sound out of my stereo recording. So with all of that out of the way, let me show you. Hey hand, why are you still stuck like that? All right, so over here in Cubase, this is what I use. I use Cubase 10.5. I'm going to run you through the steps of what I do to turbo boost my drum sound. All right, now just a quick disclaimer. This is by no means a mastering or EQ or editing, audio editing tutorial or masterclass or whatever you call it. So this is not a course. So for anybody looking to making their audio recordings or mixing or mastering better, do not look at this video as the core principles or the core lessons for doing this. This is only how I do it and how I try to get my sound better. All right, so that out of the way, let's get into it. Okay, so the first one I have here is my music track. This is my drumless track. But I want to share with you, actually, at the end of this video, I'll give you a bit of a bonus. I'll give you a bit of a place where I actually find my drumless tracks, and this place you can actually just submit any song that you have. If you don't find your song on YouTube, you can submit your song and they actually give it to you back without the drums and with a click. So you can practice with it, you can use it for your YouTube channel. It's freaking awesome. I've submitted so many songs to these guys, but I'm going to tell you all about them at the end of this video. All right, so on this track, I have my song, and on this track, I have the drums. So I'll just quickly play it to you as it sounds. Now, the drums have been imported and there are no processing on it. There's no EQ or any plugins or anything running on this track. So what you are hearing is just the drums as I took it from the Mimic Pro, just a stereo track. So I'm just going to skip forward a bit, and here we go. Don't know why. 'Cause
bruises shine.
Okay, so the drums. First of all, it's a little bit soft in the mix, but I'm not going to worry too much about that because that will be sorted out when I actually start working on it. But it's very clean. There's not much room to it. There's not much punch or snare slap, or the crisp overhead sound. There's not much of that going on, and I'm gonna do all of that right now. It's been synced up, so normally I bring in my drumless track, and then once I've recorded the drums, then I sync that up, and as soon as that is done, then I actually start with the whole process. So what I do is I have the drum tracks, but the drum track, but what I do is I duplicate this track 3 more times. So what I'm gonna do is create a new track, audio track. I'm gonna do it 3 more times, and add this. Okay, so the first one I'll call the kick, second one is snare, and the last one is gonna be room. Okay, now you cannot isolate every single instrument. I mean, like tom 1, tom 2, or a ride and hats. You can't do that, but what you can try and do is take the group and get the best out of the group. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to put my grid on, my snap tool, and then I'll just snap it to the beginning of this thing. This is not in time with, this is not at 120, but I just use this to actually get my grid right so that I can actually copy it down. So now I'm going to just copy these tracks 3 times. Here we go, 1, 2, and 3. Now you hear when I play this back, it's already going to be louder because it's been duplicated. So I'm just going to play this back as all of them. Let me just unmute the song. Here we go.
'Cause when my back is turned, my bruises.
Now it's already there. I mean, it's already sounding much better. Just the fact that it's actually a little bit louder, but I still want to go in there and I still want to make it sound better. So I'm going to focus on the kick drum now. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to switch off the drums. I'll leave the song on, and I'll take off the snare and the room as well. So now it sounds again like the first one, but now I'm going to go into this one. And the first thing I'm going to do is just put a bit of an EQ on that. So what I use is Waves. I think it's version 10 Waves plugins. And for this one, I'm going to use the VEQ4 stereo. And it has a really awesome kick sound. There's actually 3 that I choose. You can choose from here. But I find the first one to be really, really cool. Just listen to this. So what it's done is it actually took away the other stuff and it just focuses on that kick drum. Just give you a little bit more better bottom end. And the second thing I'm going to put on is also in drums, this Maserati DRM stereo. Now this thing is a monster. I mean, I'm not really good at, doing frequency EQing and stuff like that. So they have these amazing presets that you can use out of the box that's been done by these world-renowned engineers, studio engineers. So why suffer through all the painstaking tweaking and stuff to get that EQ right when you can just choose one of these awesome plugins or presets? So for the Maserati DRM stereo, there's a bass drum section, and it has really, really awesome presets here. So I'm just going to play this to you and then listen to that.
So hard to hide.
What it's done now is it actually took away more of the other things and just focus more on that kick drum. So I'm going to choose another one. There are, I think, 2 or 3 presets here. So I'll choose, well, actually there's a lot, but let me try this one. Okay, I'll try another one. This one actually sounds a little bit better.
It's you and me till the end of time. When we collide, we come together.
Okay, that sounds really cool. Now, the next one I'm gonna work on is the snare drum. So I'm going to just solo the snare drum, and then I'm gonna work on that a little bit. Let's hear it out. Very flat. So I'm gonna go back to my EQ, and I'll go and choose B EQ for stereo again. Load up my snare drum. Let's try this one. Already brings out that snare drum, which I love, and then I'm gonna put another one. Now I haven't tried this one yet, but I'm gonna try it. The JJP drums stereo. I mean, this is also killer. They've got so many amazing presets here. So on the snare, I'm just gonna choose. Let's see which one. Let's try this one. I'm just gonna run through a few of them and see which one I like most. Okay, I really like that, but what I want to actually do on this one is just drop the low frequencies a little bit, because I don't want too much of that kick drum in there. My kick drum is already nice and fat as it is, so I'm going to drop the lows there a little bit. Alright, so I'm just going to go back a little bit. Now let's hear the kick and the snare together. I hear a bit of like an echoey kind of almost off sync kind of sound there. I think the problem is on this snare, so let me quickly fix that. I'm gonna not use this one, or if I try this one. No, I am not convinced by this, so I'm going to take it off. Now, this is the process that I use. This is what I go through every time. I just run through these things and see which one works best for me, and one that I will be ending up with. So I'm going to try this one. Let's hear it. Ooh, it almost sounds like a phaser thing going on there. I don't like. Let's try this one. No. You don't have me there, bro. You don't have me. I'm gonna go back to my old trusty Maserati, and then I'm gonna choose a snare. Oh, that one came out a lot nicer. So let's listen to the two together now. I got the kick on, actually, yeah. That actually sounds really good. Now I'm gonna go to the room, and I'm going to just mute these, and I'm gonna bring out that sizzle, that room sizzle. So I'll just go back and do an EQ on this one. So I'm gonna go into my EQ, do the same one. I love this EQ, it's just so awesome. And just put that EQ on for room. What I'll do for a minute is just mute the song, and then I'll go back here and choose room. That sounds nice. Okay, I'm not convinced by this thing. So let me try Maserati. Give myself a room. Get a room. Let's get a room. Oh. Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay, so I'm gonna put the kick snare. Oh, that sounds really good. That already sounds very good. I want to give the snare a little bit of wetness as well. So there's this plugin that also waves, obviously. It's called one knob wetter stereo. So what it does is just opens up that snare and just gives it a little bit of reverb, and it's very lightweight as well. So it won't take a lot of your processes or your resources on your DAW. So let's listen to that. I'm gonna mute the other thing so we can actually hear it. So kick and this one. Yeah, you can hear it's there. So I'll put it about there. And then I'm gonna just also bring this up a little bit. Yeah, and then on my EQ, I just want to see if I can bring this back up a little bit. Oh, that thing is shining now. All right, so let's listen to everything together. Okay, song up. And I'm going to do something on the actual drum track as well. So that'll be my last visit. And then I'm just going to unmute this, and unmute this. I think the snare is a little bit loud. I'm going to put that down a little bit. A lot of the times I also like to listen to the whole mix and then just listen to each instrument in the mix and just go in there and just bring it out a little bit more or take it away a little bit more to sit better with the mix. So that's what I kind of did with the snare now, and I actually love the sound now. So now what I want to do is I want to actually just bring this raw sound, just bring it out a little bit more so that it sits with the rest of everything. So let me work on this a little bit and let's see what I can do here. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the beginning of this song and I'll just get the feel for how the drums come in, and let's have a listen to that. There's one more trick up my sleeve when I'm done with this, but I'll do this in a minute. Let's just listen to this quickly.
I don't know why. 'Cause when my back is turned.
Oof, that the kick drum is a little bit hot. It's a little bit out there. So what I'm actually going to do is just drop a little bit of this low end.
My bruises shine. Our broken fairy tale.
And also the snare drum is not quite what I want. So let me just. It's not coming from here. That top heavy sound is not coming from here. It might be this.
So hard to hide. I still believe.
Might be this one.
It's you and me till the end of time. When we collide, we come together. Okay,
that sounds pretty good. So now for my last little trick, or my last little thing that I'd like to do to enhance it, is just bring all of the sound together. And there's this awesome little extension or plugin, also by Waves, and it is also by Maserati. Let me just get this, and it is the Maserati GRP stereo. Now this one is like a mastering plugin. Okay, I think my voice is going to change a little bit here on this voiceover because it actually takes everything, but that's okay. So I'm going to just load the Pop Master. I love this one. It puts everything nicely and it just glues it together and gives you great sound. So here we go. I'm going to listen to it from the top and then see how it all sounds. Let's go.
I don't know why. 'Cause when my back is turned, my bruise.
Now, as you can hear, I mean, it just sounds so fat. We've got a fat kick drum sound. The snare drum, I can actually hear the reverb on that snare, which is really nice. But this is how I do it, and this is how I take a stereo drum track and just go in there, duplicate it 3 times, and then I just isolate those frequencies, the kick drum frequency, the snare drum, and that high sizzle of the room, and just boost that or just enhance it to give you a better stereo track. Now that's it. That's my bag of tricks. That's what I do, and I hope that you learned something from this. Cool. Okay, so that is it. I really hope you found something. I hope you can take something from this. This is how I do it. It's not painstaking every time. It's not a lot of process every time. I kind of build a template and I just use this template over and over to I try and better it a little bit every time until you'll never find the perfect drum sound. But this is how I do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Now, just before I let you go, I want to tell you about this website where I actually do my drum tracks. So if you go on YouTube, there's a lot of times where I actually go on YouTube and I try and search for a song that I like to do, but a lot of the times that song is not there. So there is this site called drumtunes.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. Please go and check them out. I think it's like $3 per track. So when you send them your track, they actually send you a drumless track, and they send you a track without the drums and the click as well. So you can use that for your channel, for practicing, or for whatever. That is great. So link in the description below. And yeah, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in my next cover. Okay? Cheers.